There's a song about catching someone cheating. How did you find out?
Let me tell you.
Oh.
So this has been a while ago because I've been like on my own for a minute. Through DMs, they'll DM my godmom. Even sometimes the girls or just a random fan, and it'll be all the information. I've seen a lash extension and I didn't have them in the on the tile of the shower floor, or like a hair tie.
This man was having sex with these women in your home?
Not my home.
Oh, but his home. Okay.
Excuse me, you don't have the keys.
You're like, that's why we don't live together, babe. Okay.
Hair tie that's not my hair texture.
And in those moments, Chlöe, what do you do? Do you collect it as evidence, put it in the little Ziploc, or are we going at it?
It depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay.
And
what did you do when you found the eyelash?
I kept it internal, and I took a picture of it, and I texted my godmom.
Chlöe Bailey just sat down on Call Her Daddy and handed the internet a confession that is reportedly ricocheting across every platform right now because she did not have to say any of this. Nobody was pulling it out of her, and yet she sat in that chair and spilled her own tea with a kind of unbothered, self-aware honesty that fans are saying is exactly why they cannot stop watching her and cannot stop rooting for her no matter what. She opened up about being cheated on by an ex, and the details she dropped are not the standard celebrity heartbreak story that gets packaged neatly for a press cycle. This was messy. This was human. This was Chlöe Bailey admitting out loud that she found eyelashes and hair ties that were not hers in her ex's place, knew exactly what they meant, and chose to say absolutely nothing because she still wanted her cuddles that night. And then, in the same breath, called herself toxic for it. The internet is reportedly not recovering from this admission anytime soon. Let's break down the full picture she painted, because there are multiple layers to this story, and every single one of them is hitting differently depending on which part of the comment section you land in. First, there is the discovery pipeline itself, which is reportedly the detail that fans are finding both wildly entertaining and genuinely painful to hear. Chlöe revealed that at a certain point, women who allegedly had information about her ex's behavior were reaching out directly to her godmother, who also happens to be her manager. So the information about what was happening in her relationship was reportedly arriving not through her own investigation, not through a confrontation, but through a chain of communication that included the other women themselves and fans who were apparently noticing things and sending them in. Word on the street is that detail alone is sending people into a spiral because it speaks to a very specific kind of public life, where your relationship is allegedly visible enough that strangers are keeping tabs on it, and your godmother is receiving the receipts before you are. But here is where things really get interesting, because the eyelashes and hair ties confession is the moment that reportedly broke the internet open in real time. Chlöe admitted that she found physical evidence of another woman's presence in her ex's space. Not a rumor, not a tip, physical evidence. And her response in that moment was reportedly to let it rock for the night, because she still wanted her cuddles. She wanted the physical comfort, the warmth, the feeling of being held, even knowing what she now knew was sitting right there in the evidence she had just discovered. And then she called herself toxic for it on national media, which fans are saying is either the most relatable thing a celebrity has ever admitted, or the most heartbreaking, depending entirely on where you are sitting in your own relationship history when you hear it. The Call Her Daddy platform is also doing significant work in how this confession is landing, because that show has built its entire identity around creating a space where women in the public eye can allegedly drop the polished version of themselves and say the things that the industry machinery usually coaches them to keep private. Chlöe choosing that specific platform to share this story is reportedly sending a message about the kind of era she is currently in, one where the vulnerability is the point, where the honesty is the content, and where showing up as a fully complicated human being is more valuable to her right now than protecting a carefully curated image of perfection. Fans are also connecting this interview to the Resurrection project that Chlöe debuted at AFRIM in Baltimore, because the themes reportedly align in ways that feel deeply intentional. An album called Resurrection, performed for the first time at a festival that celebrates emancipation and independence, dropping in the same season as a Call Her Daddy confession about choosing yourself after staying in something that was hurting you, is allegedly painting a picture of an artist who is processing something real through her work rather than keeping the two separate. People are saying this interview is reportedly the autobiography behind the music, and that understanding what she went through makes the Resurrection era hit on an entirely different frequency. The morning after confrontation is also reportedly getting significant airtime in fan discussions, because Chlöe said she waited until the next morning to address her ex with what she had found, and that he denied it. Of course he did, fans are saying, which is reportedly being noted with a specific kind of exasperated solidarity that only comes from people who have heard that exact denial in that exact situation and know precisely how it feels to be on the receiving end of it. The comment sections are reportedly full of women sharing their own versions of this story, their own eyelashes and hair ties moments, their own nights of choosing comfort over confrontation, and their own morning after conversations that went nowhere. There is also reportedly a broader conversation being pulled into this moment about the specific emotional position of being a public figure in a relationship where allegedly everyone around you knows what is happening before you fully let yourself accept it. The fans sending information to her godmother, the women reaching out directly, the physical evidence sitting right there in front of her while she chose to process it on her own timeline, all of it reportedly paints a picture of someone who is not oblivious but was allegedly human, someone who needed a moment to grieve what she was losing before she could face the confrontation that was coming. At the end of the day, Chlöe Bailey walked in to call her daddy, sat down, and reportedly gave the internet something that most celebrities spend their entire careers carefully avoiding: the unfiltered, unflattering, deeply relatable truth about what it looks like when love and self-preservation pull in opposite directions at the exact same moment. So here is what we want to know. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew and chose not to address it immediately? And do you think Chlöe was wrong for wanting her cuddles first? Drop your most honest thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is reportedly just getting started.